episode 2. We've got the Spice Girls joining the game as Catfish Jared. Our first person gets sent home, and a very big catfish trap of a competition. So let's just run through this episode. Obviously, we're going to start with the Spice Girls. I really love that the two of them are there, and you know, they're not really playing the game. They're just on a secret mission to not get found out. And if they complete their mission, then they're going to increase the prize pool for everybody else. I think that makes it, fun and interesting for them. They don't have to stay there the whole time. You know, they can just be on 2 or 3 episodes and then carry on with their lives. I said this before, I really think this is the perfect show for a celebrity to participate in, because you know they can go and have an equal shot as anyone else. I think they did reasonably well for their first episode. Got a little sketchy when it came time to talk about their children's book, and I guess they write books about animals that poop, which is actually a good idea for a children's book that I think would be pretty popular. So if that doesn't exist already, maybe after this show, Mel and Emma should start writing those books about animals pooping. Yeah, I don't know if you heard that there. My wife did want everybody to know that there are lots of children's books based on poop. Overall, I think the only real potential mistake that Jared made was the comment about dancing naked through the apartment, because it was received well. But if you were a children's author, don't think that you're going to be doing that on a nationally published TV show or internationally published TV show. So that was maybe a little weird, but it was a fun moment that I think they got away with. Our first person to get kicked off is Paul. Last episode I said worst player in the Circle history, and I stand by that. There were 2 things Paul did today. And there were 2 influencers in the Circle today. And interestingly enough, Paul tried to talk to both of them. A little bit of butt kissing with Frank, and also again with Carol, to try to save himself, which I just don't think there was any reason to kick off anyone besides Paul. I really don't. As much as Carol may not have really got to know Brew and, thought that maybe he was holding back a little bit, Paul just offered nothing to anybody. There was no personality there. There was no friendships there. There was no alliances there. There was just mistakes. And glad to see Paul get kicked off. Next episode, we will start with Paul going to meet one of the other members of the Circle. And my guess would either be Jared or Carol. Like I said, Paul just didn't have any connections. Paul's probably most in-depth chat was with Carol. Carol was the one who sent Paul home. So I could see Paul going to Carol to kind of get an explanation why. Also, Parker, not Paul, seemed to have a little bit of a crush going on Jared. And I believe that Parker mentioned that she wanted to leave here potentially with a relationship. So I could see her going to see Jared and then finding out it was the Spice Girls, and then immediately after that letting the entire world know that she had no idea who the Spice Girls were. Either way, I think it will be interesting to see who she goes to meet, and maybe she picks somebody else, but that would be my 2 guesses on who Paul is going to go visit. What did I miss? Oh, the cake competition. anytime we have these decoration competitions on the circle, they are 100% catfish traps. And Mama Carol was doing such a great job up until that cake. And you know, the cake, like John did a pretty good job making Carol's cake, but you could just tell that that's not the cake that a Italian mom who already has claimed to love being in the kitchen and cooking and baking for everybody, she's gonna do a better job than that. Not saying it was bad, but you know, you just, when you see everybody else's, you just expect a little more. The other one there was Paul, our other catfish. That's not a cake that a 55 or 56-year-old man would make with a cute little dog face on it. You know, he's just making a basic cake with some sort of message on it, similar to what we saw Brew make. You know, he just kind of colored the cake and put some words on it and called it a day. That's more what I would have expected from him. But said he had to go make the dog's face, which, yeah, like I said, the decorating stuff is a catfish trap. You know, if we get you have to do the makeup on the mannequin, that's when we're really going to get to see that Carol is in fact not Carol and is her son, John. That's going to be, I think, it for this episode. I think Krissa is definitely moving up in the popularity, and wouldn't be surprised if she's a blue check mark on the next rankings. Brew and his little throuple with Alyssa and Yu Ling was kind of amusing, and a very interesting way that conversation unfolded. Jared also in with Krissa and Frank, which could be a little alliance moving forward. Maybe we'll end up with the throuple versus three's the magic number, I think is what they hashtag themselves. So should be interesting, and can't wait to jump into more of the circle. So until next time, everybody, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you later.